Audio test. Audio test. Sounds good. Voyager, Martin, how's it going? Couple dropped frames, it looks like. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. Let's go in game. It looks like there were a couple dropped frames right at the start, but it looks like those are not persisting, so all good there. We pop the chat out here. Display cap off. There we go. Dealing with the jokes, terrible. Terrible Voyager. Richard, Merkstar, how's it going? I think I'm gonna have to like move my monitors around again. I think it worked better when the the monitor that I have the game on was right under the webcam. And looking like having swapped them around now, I don't think it goes as well as. Doing okay, had the Bozeman Rocket TFO bug out completely, couldn't even do any of the event nor get any parts. That is rough. And that's what I'm going to start out with today, just to get that out of the way. Get my daily progression done. Galax backlog's at 50k. Yeah, it's been bouncing back and forth. It's actually up a little bit right now. Axel, how's it going? Dari? Yeah, it's going well.
To the first.
I spent some money last night, so next week is going to be interesting. I've been picking up a ton of water cooling stuff because there's a big water cooling store here in the US that's shutting down, frozen CPU. So I've been going in, picking up quite a bit from them. Actually got the first thing the other day, which, okay, there it is. A thick 480 rad for 50 bucks. A Hardware Labs one too, so I've got a new case coming next week that I'm going to move my build over to, the V3000 Plus. I decided to splurge a little bit and grab that. So next week ought to be interesting.
You found a hull part. Take it back to your workstation.
Even if it doesn't register as picking up the part, you still get completion credit. Good to know.
A large cache of parts has been discovered. Grab as many pieces as you can.
Yeah, with this, you basically, like me grabbing that one part that I have already, like...
You found an engine part. Take it back to your
you don't
workstation.
have to get the purple pieces. Like, all you have to do for this is actually just get, like one area or one part from each area, or even just one part in general, and that's enough to complete and like to qualify for completion. Yes, the likes are very much appreciated. So I do have a couple videos that I do want to get done here over the next couple of days.
You found a stabilizer part.
I'm not going to
Take it
commit
back
to
your
specific
workstation.
dates on when the videos will get released, but I still have that experimental weapon shootout that I want to do, and that I still want to get done this month. I still need to do something about the Delta Recruit, and probably a little just quick guide on how to like go through and like a rewards breakdown, and then also like where to go to reclaim the rewards. I'm thinking that might be a video for me to do tomorrow. But I'm also thinking of a video, you know, like a more on the beginner side.
You
But
found
like,
a hull part. Take it back to your
What
workstation.
was I trying to say?
Spiders are crawling
Like
out of the parts
which class
pile.
is best in 2023?
One of the parts has given you quite a shock.
You have a T6 ship coupon. What would be the best ship for Fed TAC using phaser beam overload? Oof. For beam overload, I mean, let me think about that. I mean, the Hydra can do beam overload. Like, the issue with the Hydra is that it can also do surgical strikes, and you'd be better off doing surgical strikes on it if you have that trait. So I guess my question back to you, Rydia, would be, do you have super weapon ingenuity for beam overload? Or do you have the legendary Jem'Hadar attack ship there? Because if you have the legendary Jem'Hadar attack ship, but you don't have super weapon ingenuity to extend beam overload, then you might be better off going over to surgical strikes on the Hydra. Yes, I did see the finale of Picard. That was a very good episode. If you use the axe before match start, you can move and change your backpack. I don't actually have that axe. I have never done that mission, as crazy as that sounds. There's a couple story missions that were released in the time that I took a break a couple years ago, but I legitimately just haven't played through. Which I know is blasphemy to some of you, but um the story content has not been the main draw of this game to me. Rather, to me, the thing that has drawn me in the most has largely been um the gameplay experience. Like, I like flying my ship around, you know? Voyager, I don't want to go into spoilers of Picard just in case people haven't seen it, but the only criticism I would have is probably similar to what many of you have, in that I'm not a fan of what happened to the the main ship in that season. I'm not a fan of what they did to that. Bridger, how's it going?
It's time.
Short? Stuka? A Bridger. I know you like your water cooling stuff. $50 for oops, I block it. $50 for a 480 SR1 from Hardware Labs. They had a second one available, and I'm kicking myself for not getting it. Picard season 3 is basically like TNG season 8. Like, it's legitimately very, very good. Yeah, let's please keep any spoilers out of chat though. Just because there are people that haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I think many of you know this, by the way, but the this little mini game crap here, where you're adjusting the parts on the first contact day map, that actually qualifies for the harvest on ground endeavor if you have that. So if you have that, just go and grab a bunch of parts in this TFO, and so long as you adjust 6 of the parts in that minute, you'll be fine. Gee, app's terrible. I wasn't even paying attention. Didn't even see the rocket launch there. Oh yeah, Rydia. Surgical strikes is basically a better version of beam overload. So, I mean, the Hydra, even if you're doing Beam Overload, the Hydra is just a really powerful ship. So that would be my recommendation. But with Surgical Strikes, one of the big benefits to that over Beam Overload is that it does work for both beams and cannons. So you can mix beams and cannons together and have Surgical Strikes impact both of them. Yeah, there we go. Putting water into a PC. I know, terrible. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably talk more about Picard like next week once people have had like a week to watch it. But yeah, I agree, Voyager. I am behind to stretch it out. Yeah, it's a really good season. I will tell you, I have rewatched the final episode a couple times now. See you around short. Make 1,000 a day. Terrible. Repair a hole in space, destroy Borg ships, polar on damaged ground. Very challenging. Let's get that polar on damage done. Yeah. I think it would. Yeah, Picard season 3 definitely is worthy of going out and grabbing the Blu-ray version of. Absolutely. Let's do Op Wolf here, get this ground damage done.
Enemy targets on center. Personal shield losing power.
Yeah. Stowe definitely, like, if you're buying out a bunch of things, it can certainly add up. I went through and added up how much I put into the game a couple months back, and I think I'm at like 2,400 now since 2012. So you figure that's like $200 a year, like 150,
Everyone's
200
here?
bucks, something like
Good.
that.
Let's get started.
Any gambling today? No. I haven't really been playing the market too much, and I have so much tied up in Lobby right now. Until they do a proper Lobby sale at like 50%, or they put a promo ship into the Lobby store, I'm not touching any of my Lobby. So I've got 23 or 24,000 Lobby just sitting there, and that's tying up a significant amount of my in-game assets. Oh yeah, Mercstar, definitely. I mean, just from the start of the year. Like, I don't want to get into the specifics, but yeah, um,
Operation is
channel
locked down.
channels
Use the
around
exocomms
this
to get the doors
size,
open.
constantly doing content, getting a decent amount of
Get
views.
to the
Yeah.
consoles down in the security hub.
Personal shield losing power.
You can use that when you're dead. That's interesting. Honey bags over here. Yeah, I need a 50% Lobby sale.
Shield losing power.
Even bigger custom coffee mug. Terrible. money. The YouTube ad revenue usually just goes towards, like, you know, paying off bills. I pay my internet with it, my electricity bill, and then I fund some hobbies with it. Back to casual. Operation Wolf is the only Terran TFO that Spencer plays. It's just really convenient for getting your ground damage endeavors done. It's just really convenient. Like what hobbies? This type. This type of hobby. Well, job search is going fine. Alan, how's it going? Okay, let's see here. Destroy Borg ships. Oh man, that's a tough one. Repair hole in space. It's giving me a lot of the very difficult. Okay, I'm still set up with my CSV Maelstrom set up here. That's something I should talk about too, is there's been a few questions sent my way about whether or not we're going to block uploads for the current for right now, given the fact that the Maelstrom is being affected by cooldown reduction stuff. At this time, I don't really think it's necessary. If you look at most of the parses where people are using the Maelstrom to actually set a record, they're getting it, they're setting, or they're firing the torpedo off like one time in the run. So having cooldown reduction doesn't really matter if the torp is going off again, you know, once, you know, one single time in the entire run. So okay, I know you guys like ISA, right? I need to just grab a little bit of survivability here. Let's go with let's go to 3 of these, because I don't know if we're gonna have a tank or not. Yes, the likes are definitely appreciated. And let's drop Temporal Trajectory for the Shield Absorptive, which is just such an amazing heal, as we talked about last week. And I'm going to grab Beam Overload for rocking the... I can't. Rocking the Colony Attack consoles. Okay, time to get these endeavors done. ISE, public queue, if you guys want to join. Queuing now. ISE, Infected Elite. Regard, how's it going? You're on? Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe that I'm going to play Infected. I can't believe that I'm queuing for it either. Orzo, how's it going? Just waiting for this to go. If you guys want to join, Infected Elite, public queue. Well, I've been flying the World Racer quite a bit recently, even before, you know, the past couple of weeks here. And it's just that the World Racer is basically like one of the top DPS ships in the game right now for elite content.
situation is grim.
I think my left, either the cable for my headphones is going out, or the left driver in this headset's going out. I'm making some weird noises recently.
Scanning the nanite trench. Got it. Additional ignite space. The nanite probe can repair the trench. Stop them.
Torp spread misfired. It'll be that type of day. I just double tapped that console so I turned it off right away. Good start to the stream.
Probe is falling in on a trench. Destroy it.
That's not going to maintain a 1-1. Close to 1 million, but am I playing on console or PC? I'm on PC.
Sensors confirm that the
You know that,
transport
Giovanni.
conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of the starbase are still being disrupted.
Let's see here.
We will need to send an away team there to look for survivors.
We did it. Thank you to everyone that joined. I did not take much threat. I did not even get 25k healing done in that. Impressive. Thank you very much. Waldo, how's it going? Maelstrom Torp did 250 there. Again, this is a CSV build. Like, no, not really many Torp buffs on. That did fairly well there. Torpedo point defense system did 20k. Would have did better had I not clicked and immediately turned it off. That's one thing with those point defense consoles. You cannot spam bar them, and you have to be careful when you hit them to not double click because they're toggles. So even though this is only up for 2 seconds, if you immediately like spam bar it to deactivate it, you're not getting much out of it. Imagine not playing. I remember the day that I like got a graphics card where I could turn the graphics settings all the way up. That felt good. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty fast. Air bundle. Let's see. How about I swap over to the Torp setup? Oh no, it's not. What do I want to go to? Any word from Nick and how he's doing? He's doing fine. He just hasn't really been in Stowe too much recently, and I think for him, given his level of involvement with the game, he just doesn't want to deal with certain things anymore, and I think it's good for him to step away and just have that little bit of separation there. I think that's the best choice for him. He'll still play Stowe every now and then, but I don't think he's gonna rejoin any Discords anytime soon. Think of what I want to bring here. I don't remember if I have my Eagle set up. Where is it? The Corp spam. How conveniently named. Don't worry, there's a coffee cup, but it's almost empty at this point. I did not get much sleep last night, so that coffee cup not last very long. Okay, let's get the Maelstrom on here. I never did update this this build. There's Oxbat on. Graham. Oh. Up, yeah. Are the mines on the back of a Torp build the same? Yeah. Basically, you just want to make sure if you have access to the blade mines that you have those on, because if you pre-buff, those mines, if I recall, they do actually like store the beta and chemosite that were active when you hit them. So yeah, that guide is still pretty much the same. Here I'm gonna do Thoron. I'm going to do Thoron mines, and then for the experimental weapon, the issue here is that the Ravager Strike's cool, but I don't want to run that right here. The Sheller probably wouldn't be bad. The VAQ, when I tried it, did not do that well. Just go with the Sheller. The rest of this looks fine. I don't have VAQ on though. Probably gonna drop point defense for it. The VAQ console off of the Texas is pretty good on Torp builds, especially if timed right. It actually ends up being quite good. It's just you have to be positioned correctly and all that when you hit it. You drop the Tricobalt Terror Launcher for the point defense torpedo console there just because I like it. It looks immersive. Billy, how's it going? Okay. BPM, Delphic, Chronic. Matter. Let's move Maelstrom there. It's good. I do need to put relocate mines on the tray though. that's everything. Ceaseless, I don't know why that's on here. Did I have ETM? Yep, ETM's there. Let me just see what I'm missing here. Bye. I also don't have Ruin on. Let's do TG. You don't necessarily need Ceaseless on a Torp boat. Most of the record Torp runs haven't even had that on for quite some time. Alan, how's it going? What graphics card am I using? I've got a weak graphics card. 3090. What's happening with my tray? Oh, my blocking the tray here. I'm doing a torpedo setup on this, so with a torpedo build, you'll typically have different trays for high yield under like EVM, high yield with a Delphic priority, or if you're doing a torp spread, you'll have different trays to make sure that you're firing off the torpedo that you want to fire off. I have a video going over that up on the channel if you want to check that out a bit more. Very casual graphics card, yeah. Okay. Just gonna save this. Just gonna go like this. What I want to do is I want to go in and try to one-shot the crystalline entity again. So if you guys want to join, public queue, crystalline catastrophe advanced. There we go. I hate when it does that, when you just are like, you open up the window and talk a little bit about your 8, 9, 10 lineup here. Yeah. After this TFO, I can go over it a bit more. Yeah, there's an entire video up on the channel going over it. It's basically if you're doing like a proper torpedo setup, you want to have some manual control over which torpedo is firing under high yield, which torpedo is firing under spread, things like that. So that's what that's intended for. Almost. Got it to 18 there. Yeah. Oh, and it's going to just immediately reabsorb again. Okay. Do you want to see what was the damage off of that high yield there? Max 1/8 of 2 mil. Not great. Yeah, it just didn't hit hard enough there. I mean, it took out most of the entity, but If I'd had 2 of them on, I think I probably could have done it, like just chaining high yields back to back. Yeah, one shot did like 80% of its health. If I'd buffed it up a little bit better and like timed things a little bit better, it probably would have done a little bit more. Okay. So let me open Stow keybinds. So I have a video going over this, but basically, with the way that you want to fly torp boats, ideally, if you're really wanting to maximize their potential, is you don't have the torpedoes set to auto fire. Rather, you're going to have the torpedoes all on manual fire. You're going to have one tray. In this case, I have tray 10 set up to go through a small rotation of abilities, and then it's going to try and focus on high yield for the enhanced biomolecular torpedo. So this is my high yield key with an EBM priority because the enhanced biomolecular is the first on the tray there. The one right below that is basically identical, with the exception of the Delphic and the EBM being swapped around. So if I want to focus on firing Delphic out, which is better, EBM is better against like a group of targets that are really close together because it's got a really large AoE under high yield. Delphic is better when you're working on a single target that you just want to take out as fast as possible. And then for the spread tray, typically Neutronic was the first one there, but what I've done is I've put the Maelstrom up in front of it because the Maelstrom does an insane amount of damage under Torp spread and high yield. Yeah. Well, it's because the first phase, like before the first phase, it already dropped below the points of those two for the first 2 phases. It just immediately started the second phase up. So yeah, that 10 tray is for my F key here, and when I hit that, that will try to fire off an enhanced biomolecular high yield first. My tray 9 is set for key G, and that will try to fire off a Delphic torpedo first. And then my V and C keys are the exact same. They're going to be for tray 8, so those would be the torp spreads. Yeah. Yeah, there's a video going over all of it. Let me see if I can link it here. Okay. Yeah, if you take a look at this video, it is how to manually fire torps and maximize torp potential. Okay. Let's do some other TFOs here. I'll just keep running the Eagle for today. I don't have this build posted anywhere. If you want to see an Eagle build, I think Kay has his posted up on the builds Discord. And that's what they use to take the top spot, so. Other TFOs, I know. Well, I guess there's Counterpoint. I guess that is, unfortunately, the current thing, right? Let's do a Counterpoint Elite just because it's the universal. Traditionally, I absolutely hate Counterpoint. I just do not enjoy the TFO. But we'll do it here because it is the current universal. Counterpoint Elite for anyone that hates themselves enough to go through and play it. Duran, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you bring in whatever you want, counterpoint elite. Pay to not play? Wow. You guys don't like you guys don't like this TFO? Ops, I honestly do not remember. But it seems people do not really want to play it, so you know we can just go and do something else instead. So let's cancel the queue for it. It's very clear that that's not a popular queue. Let's go in and let's do a cure elite. Cure found elite. Terrible. Here found elite public queue if anyone wants to join in. We're gonna scrap the counterpoint there based on y'all's feedback. Okay, there's the pop. We have, I don't think we've successfully done one of these on stream recently. That might be scaring people. Voyager, I don't think Kelith cares if DS9, you know, gets destroyed. He's over there playing Destiny 2 with McStud. Isometric charge just one-shot me, okay.
You will be assimilated.
This is where torque boats can be a bit weaker, is when you don't have CF on targets. Now this one's got CF, so it's going to start to die real fast. So this build, the way it's set up right now, definitely has a lot of good burst damage, but just sustained, especially when it's a bunch of random little small targets. I know, terrible ranger. Definitely for the Eagle. I know Ranger, you had mentioned some stuff to me the other day about um the manual trays on the Eagle, but yeah, you definitely feel it. Like the torps fire a lot differently on the Eagle than they do on um some of the other torp ships that I'm used to. On casual gameplay. Yeah. You fire torps off. It's definitely an interesting playstyle. It's not necessarily for me though. I recommend anyone that you know can go in and really do that theta spamming playstyle there. But for me, I'm still a bit of a boomer, used to the more traditional torpedo setups, and the World Razor I really like for that. The World Razor I think still has the potential torpedo wise to take the top of the table. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the environment. Loadouts. Can I do my torp loadout? Yeah. The best ship is the one that you can handle flying. You know, that's always the thing of there's lots of good platforms out there, but the only, you know, what really ultimately matters is how you pilot it. And that's something that definitely people need to recognize a bit more. It looks like my trays already got a little bit messed up. Didn't even have the right specs on there. Terrible. How did the Chirax investment turn out? I mean, the Chirax I spent a lot on, but I mean, I wanted the ship, so I have it. I mean, I haven't really used it, but I could say the same thing about half the ships I have. I have a Stargazer on this character, and I literally haven't even leveled up the trade on it. I'm dusting off the old Vengeance. Yeah, the Vengeance has definitely held up quite well. What's the second console in the science slot? That is the VAQ, Warhead Multiple Launch System off of the Texas class. Hey, how's it going? Chell? No ship shaming? I don't know. I think that would be something I would have to like sit down and really think about. And just figure out, you know, what type of build would I want the ship to be for. I think this World Razor is incredibly powerful. If we had another ship like this that had an intel seat instead of the command tier and it had a battle cloak, I think that'd be incredibly powerful. Sap is She's a Predator. It's the trade-off of the legendary scimitar. Is the T6 NX Enterprise decent? Yeah, I mean the legendary one's also pretty solid. Okay. Let's do a Kittimer Elite public queue if you guys want to join. I'm going to head over to the right side after we take out the start. Well, Ranger, the thing with the World Razor is you can make it look like a normal Galaxy class ship. You can make it look like any of the other Galaxy class variants.
There are 2 active boards.
You've got a torp boat DD in here? Terrible. Let's despawn everything. A full mine. I wish loadouts would remember your power settings. Yep, that tack cube is long gone. I messed up quite a bit with activations there, but whatever.
Target's shields have failed.
From this time forward, your culture will adapt to service hours.
2.4 mil starts garbage though, but my flying is just absolutely, like, not my flying, the ability activations are just awful right now. Yeah, decent torp spread here.
Integrity below 75%. Target's shields have failed.
REA here. I just always move back and forth with my ship. It's something I always do. You just have to make sure that none get through to the gate. Too many people complain over the World Razor when it's... yeah. I mean, I don't particularly mind the visuals. And the Maelstrom, when it goes off, great. Yeah, I know my ability activations are just absolutely garbage right now. It's fine.
Resistance is futile.
Let's take out the cube. Going to eat lunch, BRB. Child disappointed by piloting? Yeah, I mean, I'm really just focusing on chat right now, so it is what it is. Ranger, look what you've done. Yeah, don't launch, it'll hurt you. I'm focusing mostly on chat, not really my ship here, so just use that excuse for why my piloting is so absolutely garbage right now.
We will add your technological and biological standards.
I guess I can use the land just name this "How to Not Play a Port Boat" by Casual Sub. Yeah.
The scimitar
Yeah, I
has
think
been
some nice variations on design is always nice. And you know how it is, like, it's all personal preference, right? Like, some people may like, that visual, others are gonna hate it. Not everyone is going to be happy from every single design choice out there. You spent 4K on keys last night. Seconds after doing so, they went on sale. Why'd you spend 4K on keys? Why? Why, boss? That hurts. Lobby? That's a lot of Lobby. Yeah, I'd say to contact support for sure. That's crazy. Yes, thank you for keeping the servers running. You just you paid for a couple months right there. Okay, thank you. I was starting to get a bit worried there when you said 4K. When you said 4K, I was really quite worried. Okay, so you bought 40 keys. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I think you had everyone here very worried for you. Yeah, Infected Elite's off cooldown again. Let's head back in there. Infected Elite public queue. I know you guys all are really big fans of Infected, and we got to make sure to get in, as much Infected as we can. Terrible. World Razor came out just in time. They knew. Oh no, the World Razor was very good timing for sure. The World Razor, it's such an amazing DPS ship in Elite. Even when you're flying like garbage and playing like garbage like I am on stream here, it can still do well. Still using the torp boat? Yeah.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase.
A lot. It'd be a lot.
You will get smoked on.
Scanning the nanite transfer. Gun. Something that the nanite probe will prepare the transfer. Stop them.
Not have enough AoE there. That is going to be extremely necessary. Stealing my CF's Ranger, terrible.
Surrender your vessel and prepare for acceleration.
Now it's time to clean up the mess. You already left, Ranger? Terrible. Man, you are gonna be screwed if they ever fix that.
Scanning the nanite transwarp. Sensors confirm
Okay.
that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of the starbase are still being disrupted.
Terrible. I may have gone CFs there, Ranger, but still blame you. You're stealing them. You're stealing my CFs. Okay. I keep eyeing up key sales mostly because I can't decide which of my 2 shortlist ships I want to get from the event campaign. So Wenlock, first thing there, if you're actually wanting to put money into the game to get EC, Master Keys is not the best route. You want to wait for them to put a promotional pack event in, so that's where the DOF packs and RD packs are the promotional variants. Wait for one of those and stock up on the Delta promo packs, the Delta Alliance ones, then hang on to them until after the event, and that will generally net you the largest return. It'll even beat out the 4-pack R&D and the 4-pack DOF ones. Last I saw, even just going the full Deltas, because the Delta R&D or the Delta Alliance packs are worth so much. Let me see here. So I started playing around with science vessels, and it seems most builds use torps with the secondary deflector. But it seems many torp boats don't use science ships. Yeah, so there's different sets of torps out there that you would use typically on a science boat. There are some torpedoes that have some really nice integration with like science mechanics or various sets. Notable one, the gravimetric photon from the what is it? Dyson rep or whatever, that works very well with a Psi EPG build, because that is going to be affected by some of that stuff. And there are some torp boats that do use science ships. The Courage, the Cheval, both were good. The Trailblazer, the Janeway. And they do work. It's just they don't really compete as well against some of the other just raw torp performance ships when you get into that playstyle. Am I using a good day to die? Yeah, that's pretty much just essential. HSE now? Oh man. Okay, let's do HSE. Y'all want it. 5 Onslaught Elite. Here we go, public queue. Dark Ghost, how's it going? Yeah, Trailblazer's still good. But there's definitely, I feel with Maelstrom, there's a shift towards the 5 forward weapons. You can get a good day to die off the exchange. It should be about 30 mil. Unless someone's cleared the market out. If anyone has a grav well, try to just toss a grav well on that very top tack cube up there. The one that's as high up as possible, and I'll try to do what I can. I mean, the top or bottom, whichever one. Doesn't really matter. Rebel Ranger.
Did you think you had destroyed me?
I should have done that in the center. All the tack cubes are dying. Corpse going off there.
Your
Dead.
efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
That was awful. I feel like I don't know how to fly a ship today. Q and E keys must have the lettering worn off them by now. Did I parse that? Yeah, I parsed. Warp Core, I've got you at 119. Yeah, it was Deep's record for most of y'all. I actually, Publius, I don't know if that's actually working right now for you. You see there's still a bug with bridge officers where your bridge officers get access to their racial trait. So if you have a Bremen bridge officer on that has superior infiltrator, it probably also has that normal infiltrator right now, which means that that bug is probably hiding the bug of the captain rank not stacking. So I mean, in the end, it should still hopefully work for you, but it's bugs laying on top of bugs to hide other bugs. Because I don't know if they've actually fixed that interaction specifically yet. All the way. Hi. Gotcha. So I guess what I mean by that, I don't have a cloak on this ship, obviously, but if I put She's a Predator on quick... actually, this would be just easier if I just swap over to a ship with a cloak. Hold on. Let's pull up the cloak here. Or battle cloak. I got to remember the scimitar has a different name on its cloak. Okay. So right now it says 5 seconds, but if I go in and I slot a bridge officer with superior infiltrator, that goes up to 15, but this is the delta one. Do I have another that is just superior infiltrator? This character. Oh, I'm just testing something quick. Doesn't show that on the list yet, or am I? Oh, they might have fixed out the infiltrator. So yeah, you might be right. That might be stacking. For a little bit there was an issue where, yeah, when you'd slot just even the superior infiltrator, it would give you the infiltrator with it. So I wonder if that's actually like they've went through and actually fixed that now. If so, that's good. Aileron build? No. No Aileron build. I see I'm not the only one that kept Tove and Kev out of nostalgia. Oh yeah. Tove and Kev, best bridge officer ever, right? Okay, let's do another crystalline. Have another try at trying to one-shot the entity. Public queue, crystalline catastrophe advanced. If you want to join. Yep. The issue with corrosive weapons is the 2.5% chance proc, which is per cycle, which means that, like most other weapons in the game, the proc doesn't actually matter, and it's basically just you use them if you like the color of the weapon. The issue is when you look at a weapon and it just has a 2.5% proc on it, that proc is almost irrelevant when you actually get into combat, because even if you have like 8 beams on, you're looking at maybe 1 proc on a random target that you're hitting every what is it, Chell, like 20-30 seconds, like something like that. It just is really low. Oh, you guys got good before I was too slow. Ranger, you're screwing things over today, man. Terrible. Trying to one-shot it, Ranger. Terrible, Ranger. Yeah, power hue used to be a thing. I wonder if there's a way, like, legitimately, if there's a way to have a client-side mod, which Cryptic is fine with typically, to like go in and change the visuals of the weapons. Ithia? No problem. Just gotta, you know, fly the Galaxy class as much as I can. Thinking it might be time for an immersion build on it. And that, you know, that Triz style content. Yeah. That would be very nice also. I just wish the Maelstrom was red. As weird as that sounds, I wish we had like an actual red photon version of the Maelstrom. Honestly, if anyone from Cryptic's listening, toss a red visual on that thing, put it into the Dill store. For those of us that have bought the bundle or whatever and charge quite a bit for it, you get people going nuts for it. People, you know, want their red photons. Especially, you know. They don't even need to do, like, put it in the next bundle. Like, they've released it here, the blue one. Just make a red skin for it. Like, I know that would take a time art-wise. I know that would take some time. But make a red version of that and toss it in the Dill store. Like, imagine if you had to pay like $250K Dill to do that. Is this event console worth it? So far, it sort of sucks. But the thing is, it's probably going to get. I'm not going to say it's probably. It's hopefully going to be buffed in the future. And it is part of a two-piece with the hanger pets off of the legendary Valdor. So if you ever want to run those pets, then having the console would probably be good. I don't know how much of an impact that console two-piece actually has, but yeah. Erica, how's it going? Maelstrom Trek Cobalt? I was thinking about that, Chell. Oh, that'd be great. I don't know anything about buffs or anything, Ranger. Buffs or nerfs. Mark your Chief, I did a very preliminary set of testing the other day. But I decided to wait until I have finished the first Contact Day event, so that when I'm going over to Tribble, I'm testing everything in that one setting. If I'm going through and testing something over there, especially if I'm copying a character over, I would really prefer to do everything with that same version of the character, just for consistency. You know, just while I'm on that single map. Yeah. On an attack Tribble. Okay, what challenging content shall we do next? Kier's off cooldown again. Let's go for Kier Found Elite. The space one, not the ground. Because there is no ground elite. Playable changelings. They've stated that they worked on that a couple years ago, and I mean I recall hearing things about that, but they just were not able to get it polished enough to a point where they were satisfied with releasing it. They had issues, so Battle of the Binary Stars, probably not. I don't think they're going to really do any major revamps of the storyline. I don't really need to. STO's always been in its own little, you know, pocket universe. my targets again. Nope. Feels good. A maelstrom torp. Even with just one charge, the Maelstrom Torp is so good. It just did an unbuffed hit of like 2 million to that target. Terran Gambit feels like Grand Lead on now. Yeah, the Kithy, I guess you could think of it that way. Because I don't know. I would like more Romulan side content, but for Cryptic, they feel that, you know, the most of their attention needs to go to Fed side, because understandably, most people that come into this game just focus purely on the Fed stuff. Let's see. Yeah. Well, they do somewhat have that, Leon, with the hollow emitters that you can get at the GPL store, but they never really went too far into that. But you can like make your character look like a Borg drone, and a few other things from that store. When Coliseum Elite? Oh no. That'll be an experience for if I ever did that. Oh no. That's just really, you know, such enjoyable content. Let's see. All the Borg TFOs are on cooldown. Gittimer's about to not be on cooldown. OP, please nerf. Torps are just really good in a burst environment where targets can stay alive long enough for CF. Corfez? You guys want a Corfez? Let's do a battle of Corfez. I think I might swap over. Do I continue with the Torp build, or do I go back to my CSV hybrid setup? Should you guys want to see hybrid CSV with the Maelstrom or more Torp build action? I got the pop and did accept. You want to see more RP? I don't know if I can provide that content. That's a McStud. McStud type of content there. McStud's I don't think he really expresses it on his, you know, his videos, but he's really big into RP. Starfleet Dental no longer active. I know that's terrible, right?
Vaadwaur ships have invaded.
Terrible. I'm going to drop Bound Earl for perimeter field projector, and that way, if I need to help keep an NPC alive, I can help. I did the torps in the wrong order. Rip. I'm waiting for a sub-nuke to just come over and like slam me. Apparently not. Should have clicked my PFP there. Mia, that's gone. Here to watch this real casual gameplay. I'm just here to show people, you know, just how casual of a player I actually am. All that talk about me being a Deeps player it's all fake news. I'm secretly just casual.
The Vaadwaur want to destroy that station. Stop them.
I was hoping the electronic would have fired there. That should be good. Let's see, what's over here? Other than me having no speed boost. Any clips of me doing actual like DPS, it's definitely deep faked. I'm gonna go far left. We have to like split up here, so everyone pick a lane. There's 5 lanes, and just cover your group of 3 things. I thought that one was going to die from the maelstrom. Oh, there it goes. DF on targets that die within the first couple seconds. I'm right at the edge of the map, so it's screwing. Like the camera's screwing up there. Gonna go work on this boss. Riker's gone. That was terrible. Almost as terrible as me hitting recursive on a target that I'm barely damaging. We have apparently lost like the majority of the ships, so I don't know if we're gonna get through this one. We can only lose 5 more before it fails. I don't think they even need to like nerf the Maelstrom personally. Like, I think it's fine as is. It's just the cooldown reduction stuff being fixed with it. That'll. I mean, I don't even think that's really having that much of an impact personally. I mean, if it only had 2 charges, that would definitely make it, or, I'm sorry, if it had lower, like a different cooldown and less charges, I don't know. So what you're saying is lower the number of charges but extend the cooldown? I feel like as is, it's already difficult for people to use because of the time it does take. I think we might fail this one. I don't want them to nerf it. I don't think it needs to be nerfed. Brace for Angry Kim, I know. EAQ found a target. Well they're going in and slamming it. That's pretty much dead.
I'm very disappointed.
We tried. Okay, let me answer that more properly this night. So you want to nerf the Maelstrom Torpedo by keeping the damage and cooldown the same, but lower the maximum number of charges from 3 to 2. I quite like having the 3 charges personally. I like, you know, it being the way it is right now means it is fairly strategic. Even with 1 charge though, 1 charge, constantly spamming that with a torp spread, you know, still does very well. I mean, if they want to do that, you know, that they can do that, but I would rather it stay in its current form, personally. Andy, I have a video going over all of that. I'll leave a link to that in chat here. Let me grab that quick. I have bound due. So, okay, for the Torp keybinds, check out that video. That goes over all of the Torp keybinds and all that pretty comprehensively, and it's also got the keybind file. So I definitely would check that out if you're wanting to learn more about the Torp keybinds. Do I run a NAS? I do currently have a NAS set up, but it's just on Windows. Ideally, I would like to use what is it, like FreeNAS or whatever, but right now that computer's on Windows and it's working for me in its current form. So while it would probably be better for me to swap over to something like FreeNAS or TrueNAS Scale or whatever it is right now, it works with Windows, and I'll just keep it right now as is. Ryan, thank you for stopping by. Bodwar do not like me.
Below 50%.
Spoilers much? I got a comment that I'm spoiling something. Oh. Do a complete solo ISC. If I do that, that would be off stream. Where I'm like focused entirely on that and not worried too much on chat. But I have food done, so I am going to cut today's stream a little bit short. You know, I'll probably try to do a solo ISC, you know, make it look good and not when I'm on stream here flying around like an idiot. But yeah, I think a solo ISC attempt again would be fun to do. But I'm going to bail out for right now because food is done. So thank you all for tuning in today. And let's see here. Is there anything else? Piloting disappointment? Yes. Victor, you've been told that you need to get better at your piloting. How do you improve? I'd recommend hopping in the builds Discord. Just asking in chat there about like what ship you're flying, what type of build you're doing, you know, that's going to influence. But generally, when people say you're piloting, that can be how you position your ship, how you're keeping your weapons on target, how you're activating abilities. Like when people say that in this game, it's usually a bit broader than just necessarily than like just piloting. But yeah, hop in the builds Discord or my Discord, and we can chat about it there. But thank you all for tuning in. See you guys around.